It began with a dead man, floating off the coast of Spain, carrying secrets that weren't really his. And yet, this corpse would rewrite the course of World War II. The Allies were planning to strike at the heart of Nazi-occupied Europe, Sicily. But Germany had its eyes trained everywhere. How do you convince a ruthless enemy that your plans lie somewhere else entirely? Welcome to Operation Mincemeat. 1943. The war had reached a critical juncture. The Allies had won in North Africa, but the next move was fraught with danger. Sicily, the gateway to mainland Italy, was heavily defended. A direct assault promised massive casualties. The stakes were clear. Success could tip the war in the Allies' favour. Failure, catastrophe. The Germans were not fools. They anticipated an Allied invasion. Troops were poised across the Mediterranean, ready to strike at Sicily. The Allies needed a plan, one that could manipulate the enemy's mind without firing a single shot. Enter two men, unassuming but brilliant: Ewan Montague, a legal mind turned intelligence officer, and Charles Cholmondeley, an RAF officer with a penchant for creativity. Their idea? Outlandish, audacious, and, if it worked, deadly effective. They would create a fictional British officer, Major William Martin of the Royal Marines, and give him a life. Not just a name, but a past, a career, a love interest. And on him, they would plant carefully crafted documents outlining an Allied invasion not of Sicily, but Greece and Sardinia. Every detail mattered: personal letters to a fiancé, theatre tickets, receipts, even a photograph. The goal was to convince the Nazis that Major Martin was real, and his intelligence was worth believing. On a moonless night, the body was released off the coast of Huelva, Spain, where it would be discovered by local fishermen. The corpse, Major Martin, carried with him the seeds of deception. The papers were convincing: maps, letters, military correspondence, and confidential documents detailing Allied intentions. The Germans, hungry for intelligence, would find the bait irresistible. Spanish authorities, aware of the tensions, forwarded the documents to German intelligence, and there in Berlin the wheels began to turn. Hitler, Rommel, and the High Command saw what they wanted to see: a credible plan pointing to Greece and Sardinia. Troops were diverted, coastal defences strengthened at the wrong places, and Sicily? Vulnerable. Meanwhile, Montague and Cholmondeley waited, anxious. They had gambled with a corpse and some paper, but the cost of failure was unimaginable. July 1943, Operation Husky began. Allied forces landed on Sicilian beaches with less resistance than expected. Thanks to a dead man and a trail of false intelligence, the Axis defences were thinner than anticipated. The deception had worked. Hitler and the German High Command were convinced. They had fallen for the ruse. Greece and Sardinia braced for attacks that would never come. Entire divisions were effectively removed from the battle for Sicily. The Allies seized the island, a victory that would open the way into mainland Italy and accelerate the collapse of Mussolini's regime. Operation Mincemeat became a legendary example of wartime ingenuity. The power of creativity, patience, and deception over brute force. A corpse meticulously prepared altered the course of history, and yet few outside the highest levels of intelligence would ever know the truth. A dead man carried the keys to victory. In war, sometimes the sharpest weapon isn't a gun or a bomb. It's the mind wielding imagination, patience, and deception. Major William Martin may have never existed. but his legacy changed the world.